Today being the 23rd day of the month of June 2026, we come to the end of this great month. Today we have a brand new update for you. As it stands, the Nigerian National Assembly don't surprise Nnamdi Kanu with a good news. Wait till be that. Why will the Nigerian National Assembly do something for Maazi? Well, in this particular video, I will do my best to explain, analyze, and tell you every single thing we did in this conversation. Still, we have 3 other news and coverages for you. Make I show you one after the other. Make you use your own eyes for Siam and pay attention, okay? Showing right now on your screen every single thing we'll go discuss today. These are breaking news today that we all missed. It will be this news where the very first one and something we be say it is paramount and important. Biafrans should copy this. It gave it happen that it's very, very paramount. Biafrans replicate this event that played on in South Korea as of yesterday. I will tell you every single thing within the conversation. The second one, a good news for Biafrans, as one of us has been elected into Ireland political system. Yes, you get one Biafran we don't receive an appointment inside the governing body of Ireland. I will show you who that person be and the benefits when they're embedded. The third news now say Barrister Maxwell Opara is currently under fire. What's going on? Yes, Maxwell don't come under heavy criticism from Biafrans. What did they happen? I will direct you to the news. The fourth one I say the Nigerian National Assembly surprises Nnamdi Kanu with good news. A very, very big and gigantic good news. These are every single thing we'll cover in this particular video briefing, and I will urge you to watch it up until the very end, okay? Let's begin this video with news number 1 that states Biafrans should copy this ASAP. Wait till be that. Well, let me ask you a question, a very, very important one. If Biafra as a country gets actualized today, this particular time when you watch this video, which system of government should be practiced? That is to say, if Biafra gets actualized, which type of government would they lead the country? I don't do small research. You can't be say get one particular government we go fit the Biafran people very, very well. And wait to be that type of government. First thing first, I'm going to show you something coming from South Korea. This is coming from here. Parallel Facts on Twitter. It states, after sentencing former president to life imprisonment, South Korean court jails ex-minister for 25 years for conspiracy. This is coming in from the country of South Korea. Why did I pick South Korea? This country, they practice something that will fit and favor the Biafran people. South Korea no they pity anybody. If you are a leader and you commit any form of crime, you'll be sentenced accordingly. We can still do deep research into the system of government practiced by South Korea. It can be said South Korea has some key features, which includes the executive branch that involves the president and every other cabinet. They also get the legislative branch, which is the National Assembly. They also get the judicial branch, which is within the judiciary, the courts and all. They practice the same thing with Nigeria, but with a different style. I'll show you the difference where South Korea they practice. So they have a political structure like Nigeria, which I've just showed you already. The executive, legislature, and judiciary. And they have a particular style of governance. What will be that style? Their president has been elected. Okay, once you have voted into the country's presidency, you serve for only 5 years and 5 years only. You know, we exceed 5 years. Only 5 years, one straight term, and that is it. As you can see right now on your screen, it's the presidency is elected directly by the people for a single 5-year term and cannot be re-elected consecutively. This is perfect for the Biafran government. A leader will be elected, and once you get voted in, you are going to serve just one term, a 5-year term, and it no go happen consecutively, meaning say it no go happen back to back. Once you finish your first 5 years, you are out of office. If you want to become the president again, you need to allow somebody else to become a president, then you recontest. This style of governance will make sure say anybody will achieve the office of the presidency of the country go work very well, effectively. I think this particular style now go fit the Biafran people and fit them very, very well. What do you think of this suggestion? Do you think it's going to fit the Biafra movement? The reason why I pick am because of say I like the strictness where the South Koreans they practice. Imagine say the South Korean courts being sentenced a former president of their country to life imprisonment for corruption. Life imprisonment for corruption. We need to sentence or give harsh penalties for any political holder where they corrupt. That is the only way development and growth will come into the country. What do you think? If you like this style, let me know in the comment section. If you don't like them, still tell me. I go dey there to the observer. The second news be say, we have a good news for Biafrans as one of us has been elected into Ireland political system. What did happen? This is news number 2. Make I break them for you as it happen right about now. Showing right now on your screen, this lady, she is a Biafran and she has been elected into an Ireland political system. Which post is she going to wield as it stands? No worry, make I tell you every single thing where you need to know. Now she be this way they at the center of the picture frame. Which position has she acquired? Well, this is coming from a Twitter user. It states, biggest congratulations to an Igbo Biafran woman named Helen Ogbu from Imo State in United States of Biafra. She has been elected as the 72nd mayor of the city of Galway, Ireland. She has become the first person of migrant background to hold the wonderful role. Good Igbo woman are great. So she's the first migrant, a first foreigner to hold that position. When we see this particular news, we still have to verify and dig deep. It can be said different media outlets from the country of Ireland, they cover them. Now they show right now on your screen for the sake of fact checking. So feel free to fact check us whenever you feel like, say, our news needs verification. See here, Helen Ogbu elected as the 72nd mayor of the city of Galway. So how important is this position? How important is the mayor of Galway? And what it could be? And how will it benefit the people of Biafra? Well, take a look at this. How powerful is the mayor of Galway? Well, it states, unlike a presidential system, the mayor of Galway is primarily a ceremonial and civic leader, often referred to as the first citizen of the city. The role involves presiding over council meetings, representing Galway at official events, promoting the city's interests, and also acting as an ambassador for the community. As you can see, she don't hold something we go put her at the very, very top of the city of Galway. Meaning, say, if you want to call the leaders of Galway, she go there among them. Now, how will this benefit the Biafran people? Well, this particular appointment now, if this lady where I just showed you, this Helen, is somebody that wants to propagate or wants to push the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu or the Biafran people, she can officially tell the president of that country or tell their leader about the issue of Mazin. She has the right to do so. She has the power, the will of the people to do so. And invariably, it's going to benefit every single person and even you watching this video. So kudos to this lady, Helen. And I would like to see you. If you like and you are happy for her, please type congratulations in the comment section. Make she see the numbers of people where they congratulate her for achieving a massive goal and massive position in the country. So type congratulations down in the comment section only if you are happy for her. If you're happy, type them. She could wait for you and to see the numbers of person where they show appreciations. Now, let's take a look at news number 3. Yes, Barrister Maxwell Opara is currently under fire. What's happen? What's going on? Make I tell you every single thing where you need to know right about now. And for those of us who will be foreigner, we know they're familiar with the Biafran people and their news. This man showing right now on your screen is known as who? Maxwell Opara. He's one of the lawyers who they represent Mazi in the court of law, where they assist him in all his legal matters. As of early hours of today, this man, Maxwell, faced a lot of criticism, which to me doesn't make sense. We see that happen. Now I play the video for you. Pay attention, watch them, and pick one or two things from there that we will analyze them. Watch the video and pay attention.
They called 5 witnesses. The 5 witnesses are all DSSS people. Nobody apart from one person who said that I interviewed Nnamdi Kanu. There are people, I don't know. Nnamdi said, that person, that's the only person that arrested me in Lagos and brought me here. I don't know where they brought these ones. Nobody, they did not brought any person. We learned that they approached some criminals, they said they will not. They did not brought any person who said that I committed act of terrorism and I committed it because of the brokers of Nnamdi Kanu I had. They did not tender, what do you call it, banger. Is it banger? What is the lowest this one would normally play? Kappa. They did not tender it.
So if you watch this video closely, you see that Maxwell was trying to make a lot of points. He was telling the host some reasons why Nnamdi Kanu did not receive a fair judicial proceedings inside the Federal High Court. He made some important statement about the witnesses that was brought before him and all. But one thing we say, normally as a Biafran, once you watch this video, you will tend to ask questions. So this person was not a real witness or this and that. You ask questions where they're very logical. But then, see what Biafrans they talk right about now. Take a look at this particular tweet showing right now on your screen. They left the bone of contention. Can they pursue it? No really concern them. See, this one is coming from Senior Pastor Okezie James Atani. He states nobody should blame Justice Omotosho for sending Nnamdi Kanu to Sokoto prison. You see this guy here, Maxwell Opara, is the person that should be blamed because how in the world did he become a lawyer? He doesn't sound educated at all, not to talk of being a lawyer. What is they did not brought anybody? So this one now, this particular individual, they talk say Maxwell doesn't sound educated because he made an error in a sentence, which I just highlighted for you to see. They did not brought anybody. First thing first, English no be the language, the mother tongue of Maxwell Opara. English now wetin we learn. If you ask Maxwell now to speak in Igbo, he will give you every single thing in clarity and in a very, very clear manner. So Maxwell was telling you something that happened inside the Federal High Court where Omotosho supposed highlight. You left those points. I believe you watching this particular comment and video. You watched the video of Maxwell and I believe you saw or you listened to the points he was highlighting about Nnamdi Kanu's witnesses and all. You left all the key points. You, senior pastor, I will advise you to remove pastor from your name. Leave pastor, come out from your name sharply and put something else. You left those key points and how they tackle his grammar. Shame on you. Shame on you. Yes, that's all I can say. And then, Nigerians come they comment. Look at this one coming from Jamu Oluwatobi. He said, imagine. This one, Ima said, a very foolish guy. They are still supporting this very stupid comment in the error that was done by Maxwell. You cannot focus all your mind and attention on a lingual or sentence error and fail to pay attention to the reason why Mazi was sentenced to life imprisonment. It doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form. And Nigerians, I think we are part of our own problems, to say the least. So what do you think of Maxwell being heavily criticized as of this particular day and time? I go and see your thoughts in the comment section. Now, let's take a look at something very, very important, which is news number 4. The State Nigerian National Assembly surprises Nnamdi Kanu with good news. Yes, the Nigerian Senate did something early hours of today. We say, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you hear him, he will be very, very happy. He'll be delighted, exalted, and probably might celebrate. What will happen? We all know, see, as of 2 weeks ago, the Nigerian Senate made a move to increase the appeal court justices to 110 abi. I don't know if you guys still remember because we made a video to cover this effortlessly. If you dey watch our channel, you go don see am in countless times. And maybe if you never see am, it means that you never subscribe to our channel. So I will urge you right about now to click the subscribe button and pay attention to our updates every single day. So the Senate made moves to increase their appeal court justices to 110, meaning say if they get increased, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will receive a very fast or fastened trial, meaning say his case probably will happen in less than 60 to 90 days, which is a good thing. So he can know his fate if he will be freed or if he would plan to enter the appeal, the Supreme Court. But yes. So now, what did happen as of today? Well, we don't get a massive revelation as of today coming from the Nigerian National Assembly, the Senate. What are they saying? Senate moves to increase the Federal High Court judges to 90 and appeal court justices to 110, and this has entered the second reading. So, I'll tell you something. Before any motion becomes a law in the country, it will pass through different phases. First reading, second reading, I think there's a third reading, and a fourth one. I'm not too sure. There are like 4 different phases where every motion will pass through before it can become law. And now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will enter second reading, meaning say he dey head into the right direction. It will be the bone of contention and assistance. It states, the report says the Nigerian Senate has passed for its second reading bills that would expand the size of 2 major federal courts. Okay? The first is to increase the number of judges of the Federal High Court from 70 to 90, increase the number of justices of the Court of Appeal from 70 to 110. Massive one. So why is the Senate proposing this? Well, according to the sponsors of the bills, the courts are handling an increasing number of cases, resulting in delays. The Senate argues that more judges and justices will do it in reduce case backlogs, speed up hearings and judgments, improve access to justices and justice, ease pressure on existing judicial officers. So all of this is what they show right now on your screen will help Mazi in one way or the other. It will help him drastically. And as it stands, the appeal court go receive 110 justices, meaning say the appeal court no get any reasons in this world. They don't get any excuse to give why Nnamdi Kanu's case was delayed or is planning to be delayed. Are you guys paying attention? So this is a big surprise. Maybe say I didn't even see coming. I don't even believe it will happen today. For this thing to enter second reading, I did not see it coming. But as I see him, now I make I tell now. And this is a good news. If you know, you know. If you don't know, make I tell you. It will help Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. It will fasten up the cases. Because before they had very few numbers of justices in the appeal court, meaning say people will go hear the case of Mazi was limited. Don't forget that 3 justices go hear his case at once with a presiding judge. So now we have more. We will be having more. Meaning say there's no reason why this man's case will not be heard and trashed out within 60 to 90 days. This is massive. And I don't even know how else to celebrate this news. Yes. But then we still have something big that happened yesterday. As it stands, the appeal court and the Supreme Court don't speak on the illegal rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They don't speak on the issue of illegal rendition. They don't speak on the issue of repealed law. How will it work in favor of him? Will it work in his favor or against him? If you want to find answers for yourself, we don't get the video. We will show you every single thing we need to know. And that particular video, now they show right now on your screen. So we arrow the point. So click on this video to watch and understand. Click on this particular video, and I will see you on this particular video with the show here. Click on them sharply before you disappear. Oh yeah, now I wait for you for front.